Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Today, we see who's better in the NFC between the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles. Just about halfway through the season now. Still a lot of ball to be played as we're off in Week 8. Fielded at the 7. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he takes it ahead for a 4-yard pickup there to begin our game.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yard to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
Gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. They go to Barkley again. Through the defense it goes. Room to burn. Hits the 20. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles take a 6-0 lead right away. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Oh, and it's no good. So an early hiccup after the touchdown as the score will stay at 6-zip. So after the missed extra point, he is still out there, and he's going to put it back in play. Return starts at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Branders to the line now, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set.
This is Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt, and it for the first time. Let's say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing them a loss. First play of the game. First play of the drive, lost a yard. Need to get it back and some change here. 2nd down. From the gun, it's Daniels. Pulled strike downfield to Lane. And he is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders find an answer with their opening drive. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome a quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
That's the kind of yardage, it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Got a man downfield, and Goddard has it. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. The ball's on the 48. Here we go, first down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's going to get forward for a gain of about 7 on that run. It's 2nd down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After that little 8-yard scoop, here comes 2nd and 2. Pass taken in by the rookie out of Ole Miss. And they are set up excellently. This is down to the 18. It's a gain of 22. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Short pass brought in. And this one does not go far.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot. Give your quarterback a chance.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Trimmer. No touch.
Option play, they give it to Barkley. Only can get his yard here, Brock. It's going to be 3rd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Great. Set. Hey! I know you want it.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Forced out to his right. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a 5-point first quarter lead. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. So, Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
The Eagles will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Hurts looking to throw. And he won't get away. They bring him down. The sack prevents them from adding another 2 more to that lead.
Commander is set up.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. And the first play of the series is going to be an incomplete pass intended for his running back here. That brings up 2nd down.
Okay, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
2nd down give to Krosky-Merritt. He takes it ahead for a healthy 7 yards. It's 3rd down. Offense in a hurry up here. 3rd and short, Daniels. Finds a man right side. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Ready?
Krosky-Merritt straight ahead. Doesn't get much beyond the line. A yard at most. Kobe Dean in on the tackle.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
It's Cox. This is Jacory Krosky-Merritt. And he's taken down at the 30. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's going to give the Commanders a first down.
19 yards. And Washington first down. A gain of 19 yards.
Here's Daniels.
First down, Commanders.
Finds him on the crossing route. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Washington first down. No doubt they take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Daniels on first down. Caught near the goal line. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up first and goal. Well, that right there is about the best you can hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and two guys can't stop one.
Going jumbo, set on this first and goal. Daniels keeps it himself. And he's in for the touchdown. The Commanders have a single-point lead in the first. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. And the kick is no good. An early point after left on the table. Maybe later in this game, it's going to be a moment we look back on. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Fielded at the 7. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's first and 10.
73.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Dumps it off to his running back. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Options are open here. It's second and inches.
No touch that. No touch.
They go play fake with Hurts. This is Brown, and he's got it downfield. And he's quickly taken down with a gain across midfield. They're now to the opposing 47. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They've got a first to begin the fray.
No touch.
Straight ahead, here's Barkley. He takes it up and across midfield to Commanders territory. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be second and 8.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer, find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
Now Hurts on third and long. And somebody finally able to force him out there. So even with that quality gain, it will still wind up being fourth down.
Well, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane. Just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies him the other.
So it looks like they're going to line up and go for this. 4th and 4.
Great, set. Hey.
They'll go. Hurts. This one's caught. Smith has it. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. So they hit him for 5 yards on 4th down, and they get the successful conversion.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
All set to go now from the 35. First down, around with Barkley. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. They go play action. Here's Hurts. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Great, set. On anyone, yeah?
From the red zone now. Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. Kane Madrano makes the play. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
A small gain up to about the 32. Andrew Makuba attacking to make that stop.
It's always nice to see teams still employ a fullback. I love rewarding the big guy with some touches during the game. They earn those looks. That was a well-run route, and he showed some soft hands to bring it in.
Out of the gun, Daniels. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure, earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Ready.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Come on. Hit. 70 Timberwolves.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. It's caught by Wilson. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
They go inside give to Krosky Merritt. And they're going to be humbled here on 1st down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL. But it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Eagles are on it, and down he goes. And for the 2nd straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way. And that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down.
Well, even the toughest in the league to catch could still be caught at times. It just takes a defense that's determined and relentless. And the real big key, when you get that split second, you got to take advantage of that opportunity. Defense just did.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long.
7 Pirates. 60 Bobcats. 79 Broncos. 18 Rabbits.
3rd and long for him here. That's caught as McLaurin downfield. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains.
When you throw that comeback route versus zone, you have to see the underneath defenders. It's frankly easier, Kate, to throw it versus man-to-man. You know where everybody is. But in zone, you better trust your eyes underneath. And when you do, there's completions like that to be had.
Now he takes it. He doesn't slide down if he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. And the Eagles 31-yard line.
It's going to be 2nd and 3 when we return from our 2-minute warning. More football from the link coming up in just a moment.
Okay, break.
2nd and 3 now.
Get it. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready.
Brosky Merritt gets it from the gun. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Daniels now on first down. Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them can throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
Buffalo 18.
From the gun, it's Daniels. It's his running back. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Breaking the huddle. Here's 1st and goal.
Here we go. Trap 50. Cowboy 80. Kennedy Lion. Cup 19. Cup 19.
Play fake here. Daniels. Flushed out of the pocket. And they take this in for the score. The Commanders grow their lead just before halftime. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. His 3rd total score this game. He tacks on the extra point. And the Commanders grow their lead to 8.
Commanders 20. Eagles 12.
The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort. Going trips left here as they get set. 1st and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Escapes out to the left. Now here he goes. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
That's an excellent job by the defense. All eyes on the quarterback. When you're playing a quarterback that can escape, well, even though you cover, you still got to cover down and go chase that QB out of bounds before he can get the first down.
Ball right up against that marker, but not there yet. It's 2nd and inches. Let's get to that wide complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Eagles hustling everyone back to the line.
38-yard line.
Hurts on first down. Completed left side to Smith. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Great. Set. Crowd left. Yeah. Trimmer. Hey, easy.
Hurts now from the gun. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
And again, here's Hurts. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play.
That's a throw at this level. So much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. That'd be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on third down. Air it out on third. On the move, headed right. Rolling, and takes a deep shot down the middle. So the coverage holds up on the deep ball. That's going to force fourth down.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to go to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around.
With 10 seconds to go in our half, partner. We've got whistles. It's a timeout. Fourth down punt coming up. Ethan Evans out to do the honors. Jalen Lane back deep for the Commanders. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime.
60 Maverick, 60, 70. Next 79 Broncos.
The final throw before the break. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. First and 10.
10. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 30.
Starting on the ground here, Krosky Merritt. And he gets it forward and still about a yard out of that. Brought down by Jahan Campbell. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down.
36-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Chased out to his right. The catch is made near the edge. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3. So chipping away a few here ahead of this third down.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
Cut 19, cut 19. 18, Pioneer. Go.
Daniels throwing on third. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jahan Campbell makes the play. And the Eagles take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
This offense has now left some ground to make up a little bit here on second down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Here's another carry from Barkley. He takes it ahead for about 4 yards. It's 3rd down.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Offense staying out there on 4th. They say no to a 47-yard field goal.
Hey, let's go. Trim it. Hey.
Looking to throw. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's going to give the Commanders a 1st down.
19, 19,
Commanders 1st down.
18, right here. Go.
Daniels now. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. A sharp inhale across the stadium after that play, Brock. A player injured, and all of us knew who it was. It's Jaden Daniels in need of some assistance. Incomplete pass on 1st down, so still at the 40. It's 2nd and 10.
60 Bison. Buffalo 18.
Here's the backup. First throw. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to bring this down to their 35. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good for a Washington 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after him.
All set to go now from the 35.
19, ready.
Firing quickly out wide, Daniels. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach the 2nd down.
Come on. Hit. Hawk 70. Hawk. Warrior 70. Ready.
Daniels is going to throw again. Down the field. He's got Wilson. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to send out 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, and sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
60, Panther 11, 70 Rangers.
From the red zone on 1st. Buys time, rolling right. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, that's what I call an absolute no-no. I mean, that just can't happen down here in the red zone. You've got to find a way to get rid of the football because now you're not only outside the red zone and you put some points that you thought were a guarantee with either a touchdown or field goal, now a little bit in limbo.
Trap 60. 19 Lions. 60 Bison.
2nd down pass play coming. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it off. And this is going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
I got to imagine this defense right now has got some kind of tail on this quarterback. He's either giving it away with his eyes or his feet. Interception on the previous drive, and this defense once again jumping all over him.
Drop just the right throw, and it ties this game for them. Notice the first time they tried it, but this time, Brock, the two-point conversion is successful.
Just felt like they were waiting for the right opportunity to try it once again. Not only to make up for the first attempt, but establish a little confidence from this spot, and who knows? Maybe we'll have a two-pointer that plays a bigger role when this thing's all said and done.
And he got all of that.
Quarterback.
One out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10.
18, pioneer. 18 rattle. 18 rattle.
Daniels coming back after that pick. Running right side by McLaurin. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Okay, when Bill Walsh is implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give the quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
He has this down to the 34. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. That's going to give the Commanders a 1st down.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop it.
We'll muster a little down to the 30. Brought down by Rasul Douglas.
That's not a big completion on the stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Wilson now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Has it at the 7. And that is a Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. This is Trujillo to try to point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders break that tie and now lead by 7. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10.
Set. Delta.
They go play fake with Hurts. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
After the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Offense going with a 4-receiver set, 3rd and long.
Great, set. On anyone,
Motion.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And this one doesn't go far. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. The Eagles are in punt formation. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He has it at the 13. And a nice strong effort there on that return to take us to the end of this quarter. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Commanders who hold the lead. Not a big one, though, trying to carry this through the end. First and 10 from the 32.
Ready. 19 Charger. Ready.
Play action now with Daniels. Gets everything he has under this one. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That was Terry McLaurin on the target. And now they face 2nd down.
Defender's not going to be thrilled. The catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Well, he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's good for a Washington 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45. From the gun, a run for Krosky Merritt. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory. Call it 9 yards. Looks like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Last run got him 9, so now they need 1 more here on 2nd down. A quick throw completed out to the left. And he's out of bounds at the opposing 15-yard line. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers, or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch, just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line.
That's really good instinct by the eyes up in the sky. The play caller seeing space on the perimeter, a well-timed screen, and a positive gain out of it.
At the 5-yard line.
Only need the smallest little bit of yardage here. It is 2nd and inches.
Ready.
Now Daniels off the play action. He rolls to his right. Into the hands of his running back, Krosky Merritt. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders
At this point,
go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th.
yeah, let me get them wins,
So the
guys.
offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s, or when we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game. That's well done.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away.
Jaden Daniels don't get hurt. Shit.
Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25.
Glad I got a bye week.
First call here coming from the shotgun.
Great.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Got a man down downfield. It's
Kick
Bateman.
that ball.
He's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. That one goes for 31 yards. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. On first down, Hurts. Finds Barkley underneath. He has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
That's just so good. I mean, that is teaching tape right there. It's what you want your guys to do. To not just catch it and fall down, but have a plan. Yes, you got to catch first, but then have a plan to go attack. Be aggressive. Get those yards after catch. That is a job well done.
He will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with first and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone. Dose of the hurry up here.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They're going to run with Barkley. And he won't get in. The daylight was there for just a second, but it closed just in time to keep him out. So it's going to be second and goal. Hurts now from the gun. Forced out to his right. And he scores. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles now within one score in the fourth. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
And he has it in the end zone for 2, and that's going to chip away a little bit of that deficit.
Cheesy.
So here's the
Watch out.
kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. Has this at the 6. Showing a little burst so far. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Krosky Merritt on first down. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. All set to go now from the 35.
Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Rig it. Ready?
First down, and they go right back to it. And they come through with a big stop there. Got him down for a loss as they keep fighting back here in the fourth. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you can put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
From the gun, it's Daniels. They did it! He made the interception!
That's the
Picked
wrong
up by the
thing.
Kobe team. And they're going to drop him to end the return, but this turnover isn't going to stand. We've got flags at the spot right where he picked it off.
Man.
A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's first and 10.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Roll, Cowboy 80.
Running it after the penalty. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up second and 8.
Brings up second and 8 at the 24-yard line.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Commanders leading by 6. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Shotgun snap for Wilson. On the move, headed right. He's got it near the 8. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2. That sets up first and goal. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout.
At the 2-yard line.
A touchdown would put this one to bed. A few shots at it here, starting with first and goal. Oh, Gronk, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Vacates quickly left side. That one's out to the sideline. He's got it inbounds. Nice toe drag there, but we do have a flag on the play. Well, it's too bad that yellow line that we all see on TV isn't actually out on the field because it might have kept him from throwing that one.
You know, and I'm surprised, frankly, we don't see this more. It's just a tremendous spidey sense that these dual threat quarterbacks have of today. Yeah. They're out in the field, they're running around. Yeah, we don't see this nearly as much as we would have back in my day where we played within the pocket so much more.
Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for third and goal.
Cougar 19. Ready.
He's back to throw. And he scores. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders stretch it to a 2-score game in the 4th. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. His 3rd of the game on the ground. Washington calls it second timeout. And they'll have just one left to burn now. So after thinking it over, they're lining up for 2.
Here we go.
Commanders will line up for the 2-point
19,
conversion.
Tiger, Buffalo 18. Go.
Daniels looking to throw. And this is caught, so add a couple more to this lead they've got here in the 4th. Well, it may be stating the obvious, partner. I do that sometimes often, but tight ends, such a mismatch this close in. And no surprise, they went his way for that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's one of those guys, security blanket. Whether he's designed read or not, this quarterback knows that tight end's a great outlet. Why? Because often they're bigger and they're stronger. Even if they're double teamed, there's still that chance to get that entry pass like a great post in basketball, and they know how to finish.
Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Play action. Hurts has it. Chased out to his right. Trying to push deep down. Big gain downfield. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. Give him 37 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory. Catch is made down the right sideline. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down. Working inside the red zone. It's a screen to Barkley. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, second down.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Just a yard left to go on second down. Barkley trying this up the gut. This time they've got him. He can't break another tackle. He will go down behind the line. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down.
Great.
Now to throw. Pass complete to Goddard. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
First and goal.
Here's Hurts. They can touchdown here, but they cannot connect. So that's going to send them back to the line for 2nd and goal.
Kate, how many times have we sat in meetings and heard from offensive coordinators, you get down to this area, we got to be able to run it. Got to be able to run it. We get time coverage. So you know what you should do? Run it.
Silver. Hey, 73.
Hurts setting up to throw. Buys time, rolling right. That one's incomplete in the end zone. All right, so defensively, you've seen 2 throws now, and you turn both of them away. It seems fairly likely you have another one coming up here on 3rd and goal.
It does, and I think defensively, now you've really got to protect against the QB extending the play. Right after a couple incompletions, Kate, you know as a quarterback, if it's not there right away, I better be creative to try to find 6.
Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal.
Don't touch him.
Here he is to throw. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. So a bit stubborn there, Brock. They just kept throwing for it after pass fell incomplete. Now they've got 4th and goal.
Yeah, and you and I both know what's going to happen when these old linemen run off the sidelines, the big fellas. They're not going to be too happy about not putting 1 run on the board.
No, sir.
73.
Desperation time here on 4th. And a completion not in the cards on that 4th and goal. They passed on 3 points, and they'll wind up with none.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
So it's a win on the road for the Commanders. Well, Brock, I think it's safe to say that the top-ranked defense in the NFL probably going to take a couple of hits to its status after this one. We have not seen an opponent score against them like this very often, if at all, this season.
Yeah, I think what it shows you, too, Kate, is even for an elite defense, there's still holes and weaknesses to be found and taken advantage of. Yeah. Took a whole bunch of effort, some great masterful game planning, but this offense found ways to score against a pretty salty defensive unit.
With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders as we say so long from Philadelphia.